Hello, all of my Aquarians. I hope I made you guys happy with this red and white birthday set. So let's get into it. Hello, Glam Squad, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad that you guys could join me today. So what you'll see me doing now is applying the nail tip to her natural nail. Usually I would prep her nail first, but I find that the nail primer usually makes it hard for the glue to stick. So instead, I'm just going to go ahead and glue the tips to her nail and then prep the nail after. So now I'm going to start applying the nail tips. I am using the Ibd Universal Nail Tips. And you guys, these nail tips save me so much time when it comes to shaping. I love the pre-shaped nail tips. It cuts down my shaping time by half, like literally, because you don't have to do too much. And as you will see in this section, as I'm applying the nails, look at that shape. I mean, it's just the perfect shape. And if you want coffin, all you do is just, cut the tip off, of course. And then you have the perfect coffin shape. Of course, you would use your hand file and just clean up the edges, where it's needed. Because sometimes you might have to use a tip that's a little bit bigger than what the nail bed is, because it's better to use the bigger ones than it would be to use the smaller ones, because you don't want it to pop off. But yeah, these nail tips was perfect. The shape, everything about them, I just love them so much. You guys will definitely be seeing me use these nails because I absolutely love them. And when I do get to the shaping part, you see it will take no time at all. Little to none, really, but but yes. Okay, you guys, so I just got finished clipping the nails and sizing them, make sure they're the length that she wanted. And now I'm going to go in with the file. And as you see, I'm going to use minimum. When I tell you very minimum shaping is possible, I mean it. This is what I was talking about when I said those nails tips are they're just perfect. Like there wasn't really no work to do. And plus, I found out when you shape after the acrylic, it helps out as well. But on this part, I was really just slimming the nail in just a little bit more because her her fingers are really tiny. So I was just, slimming the nail down so it wouldn't be so thick once I applied the acrylic, so I wouldn't have to shape too much with the acrylic on the nail. But yeah, I'm just going to go in with the file, and as you see, just minimum. And there wasn't really nothing to do because these nail tips they were just perfect. So didn't have to do too much anyway. So now I'm going to go in with my fine sanding band, and I'm going to flush the nail tip to her natural nails. And you guys, when you're prepping the natural nail, you just need to be as light and gentle as possible. You're just taking the shine off the top of the nail. You're not drilling into the nail. You're not doing too much. You don't want to give her rings of fire. You don't want her to have any soreness. You don't want to thin out the nail too much. So just lightly go over. That's why I say use a fine sanding band. Don't use the rough ones. You don't want to damage her natural nail. Okay guys, now you will see me going in with the Ibd Nail Dehydrator, and I will be applying that directly to the natural nail. And what that does is take off any moisture or any natural oils that she may have on her nail bed, and it actually dries it out for 30 minutes. And after I apply the nail dehydrator, I'm going to go in with the Young Nails Protein Bond, and I'm going to apply that to the nail bed as well. And make sure the dehydrator is completely dry. You would see the nail bed become ashy, and that's how you know it's dry. And then go in with the nail primer. And the nail primer is an adhesive. It helps the acrylic stick to the natural nail. So now we're getting ready for the fun part, the acrylic application. So now you're going to see me take a medium bead, and I am going to dry the medium bead out just a little bit because I don't want it runny. I don't want to wipe away the product. So I'm just going to sit it 75% weight of the nail. I'm going to angle the nail down because you want the product to run down. Gravity is your best friend in this situation. So yes, just angle the nail down. And if you see that it's running down a little bit too fast, just angle the nail up just a little bit, just to slow the gravity process down. And just fan it very, very lightly towards the bottom. You want to give the acrylic time to set just a little because, like I said, you don't want to wipe away the product. So just give it time. Work your edges, work your surroundings. Just get your foundation the way that you want it. And you have time, you guys. So now I'm going to use the patting motion instead of wiping motion. I'm just going to pat it down. And then I'm going to go in with my second bead, and I'm going to add it closer. I'm just going to go over the spot that I just did. Just for a little bit thickness. It was a little thin, and I did want it just a little bit thicker. So I just applied another bead to the top of that and feathered it down very, very lightly. So now I'm going to go in with another bead, and I'm going to put it at the base of the nail, close to the cuticle, but not on the cuticle. And I'm going to use the tip of my brush to push it towards the cuticle as far as you can without touching that cuticle, because we all know any product left on the skin can cause the acrylic to lift. As you're smoothing out your application, just go around your edges. And if you need to touch up the top again, it's no problem, you guys. Just do it. I'm placing the bead at the base again. I'm using patting motions to get it to the back of the nail, close to the cuticle as possible. And I'm just going to fan it down using real light stroking motions. And if you have an area that's not covered, just use the tip of your brush, you guys, and pat it into that spot. Or sometimes you can add more monomer to your brush and just use your brush to move the acrylic around. Sometimes you may have to go in more than once to get the spots that you need, you guys, but it's okay. It's okay. So once I get the acrylic in the shape to the desired look, I'm going to move to the next nail. So this nail here was the yin yang nail, and it had a smile line. So you'll see me pick up a medium bead, and this time I'm going to place it at the back of the nail, close to the cuticle. I'm going to go ahead and shape it around the cuticle, and then I'm going to start the shape where the smile line would be towards the middle of the nail. You couldn't really tell in the picture because it's very subtle, but this was a two-tone nail. On this, I want to say I used the Young Nails Core Pink, and then for the bottom half, I used white. Now the white that I used is a glow-in-the-dark white, but it's one that I made, you guys. So I can't really tell you guys what I used or how it was made, but it was made. Let's just say it was made by mixing things together, and I'm not really sure what I used, but it is a very popular product, so I probably need to go more into depth on what I use or how I made it. But yes, it was like a split-second decision. So now that you see me placing that bead on, I did let it sit for a while, let it get hard just a little, and then I start moving around that smile line. Okay, you guys, now you're gonna see me go in on that pointer finger with the white that I made. It, like I said, it glows in the dark. I'm not sure the colors that I used to get that effect, but, well, I'm sorry. I know exactly what I used to get that effect. I used the glow in the dark color, of course, but the color, I would say it's like a clammy white. Yeah, we just gonna stick with that. A cloudy white. Sounds a little bit more better than what some of you guys are known to call this color. So yeah, we're just gonna go with the cloudy white. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply that bead. I applied that first bead in the middle of the nail and fanned it down. And then I took that second bead towards the cuticle. Well, I put it at the back of the nail, and then used the tip of my brush to push it back as far as I can into that cuticle without actually touching the cuticle. Once I finish with this finger, I'm going to go back to the ring finger, and I will apply the white to the bottom of the smile line Now the reason I waited is because I didn't want the colors to bleed together or mix. So I just waited and let the cover pink dry first, and then I went back in with the white, and you will see me doing that. Okay, you guys, at the last minute we decided on the thumbnail we was going to do the same design that we did on the ring finger, which was the smile line. So now I'm going to go in with my file, and I'm just going to file away any imperfections that may be left on the nail. Like, let's say maybe you got some of the white on the pink, or you got some of the pink on the white. Well, the filing just really buffs out any of the unnecessary stuff, and it gets down to where the colors meet. So therefore, you get that perfect little smile line. And then after I finish defining that, I'm going to go back in with the clear acrylic, and I'm just going to cap all of that. And when I say cap, you guys, that just means encapsulated. And encapsulated is when you take whatever you do on the bottom and you close it in with clear, if that makes sense. Okay, on this part, you guys, I had to get my light adjusted, but you're gonna see me pick up my file. It's a 180 hand file, and I'm actually going to file this pinky nail, and then you're gonna see me put my hand file down. And that was because, like I said, with these pre-shaped nail tips, like, it was very minimum work. There was really nothing to do. And usually after I smooth the surface out with a sanding band, I still have to go back and refine the edges, just so you know you get around those little rough parts. You want to smooth those out. So I just decided to go ahead and switch to my fine sanding band and smooth and shape, of course, smooth and shape the surface of the nail. And then I'm gonna go back in with my hand file, because like I said, with these tips, there was really nothing really to do. That's why it's important to lay your acrylic as perfect as possible. And when I say perfect, I'm not really speaking like perfect, like no flaws, no lumps or anything, but literally no lumps or anything. But no, that just goes to say, as smooth as you can lay your foundation, the less work you have to do towards the end, the faster your process will go. So on this part, you will see I don't have much to do, so I'm just using the sanding band and I'm just going to smooth the surface out, and then I'm going to go back with my hand file. Okay, you guys, now here is the fun part. We're going to paint the design. And this design wasn't as easy as I probably made it look, but it got done. So with this method here, to create the heart design on this nail, I used the dotting tool method, which you use 2 dots, of course, for the 2 pillars of the heart, if you want to say, the 2 sides of the heart, and then I put a dot at the bottom. So then of course all you do is just connect everything, and that's what you're going to see me do on this section. I'm just putting the dots where I see I want them to go, but I just went ahead and did it ahead of time because I already knew what I was going to do, and then I just connected all the dots. And after I get finished drawing the hearts, I'm just going to go in with random dots in between. Okay, now I'm going to come in on the ring finger with the yin yang nail. And this design here was really easy. As you can see, it's nothing but just lines. And I like using my long brush because it just helps the design flow in the direction that I need it to go versus using the short brushes. Because the short brushes are more like cut and dry. When you get into the point or you got something that doesn't take too much, you just go ahead and use a short brush. But with the long brush, it really helps out with the lines. It helps the line to flow in the direction that you need it to go in. And after I do this finger, I'm going to go to the other finger and I'm going to do the same design. Of course, you do have to freeze it. I call it freeze it. It's funny because my customers, I would hear them say freeze it and everybody else be like, what do you mean freeze it? But that just means put it in the lamp and let it go for about 60. I want to say I did put this on 60 seconds. This color here is D&D. It's color number 430 and I want to say it's Ferrari red. And it's one of my favorite reds. Now on the thumb, I'm going to do the same yin yang symbol on the thumb as well. But this is one of my favorite reds because it is like a full coverage red. You can color over the nail one time and like get the desired look that you're going for. Or you can color over it twice if you want to. But once you color over it one time, it's the desired look that you're going for. And being that I'm doing the yin yang on this thumb, I'm also going to put it inside of the lamp and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. And yes, I did do both yin yang nails first before I put it inside the lamp and froze it. But I kind of forgot, but I remember now. Okay, you guys, I am just like y'all, okay? I make mistakes and I have flaws and all that stuff too, okay? I'm human. Of course, I save some of that stuff for the bloopers, but I want y'all to get to know me as I'm getting to know you guys. So now that this nail is done, like I said, I'm going to go over to the other side and I'm going to do the same thing that I did on this hand to the other hand. Okay, you guys, here I picked out some stickers. I was trying to draw the water sign for Aquarius, but yeah, that didn't happen. So I went in and I found some stickers, and we have a store connected to our salon, and it's Donna's Nail Supply. And I was able to go inside of there and find these gorgeous Aquarius nail stickers, and that's exactly what we went with. And the design came out so good. I'm so glad we found these stickers. It was kind of hard because we needed two of them because she wanted the same design on the other middle finger and we could only find one, so I'm like, no. But then we ended up finding another pack, and it was the last pack. We did order some more, so we did get the shipment in, but at the time being we only had one. But then we found another one, so it was like, okay, great. So that's what we went with. And then you're gonna see me drawing the dots on the yin yang sign on both the ring finger and the thumb. And then I'm just gonna go back over the nails with some clear, and I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to go back in with the red for the pinky finger. We wasn't sure what design we were gonna do, but she decided to keep it plain and simple because she had loved the nails just the way they were. And they are some awesome nails, you guys. These nails really came out good. And I'm not just saying that because I did it. They're really nice. The shape, everything about it, I loved. And red is not even one of my colors, but this set here, it is definitely something I would wear. I really enjoyed doing this set. It was fun. But yeah, you guys, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I very much appreciate you guys, and I will see you back next time. Thanks, Glam Squad.
Venom.
bye.